That's perfect.
All right,
Yo,
we're
we're live. Thank you, Paula.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. We, huh?
Where am I on the camera? I can't listen.
That's your camera right here. This is your camera right here.
What?
No, you can't move it.
Oh, what?
We put it perfect. We put it perfect.
Like,
It's perfect. It's
I was
perfect.
like,
Oh no, you don't get no monitor. You don't
Yeah.
get to see what you look like while you're doing it.
No.
Okay.
That's my job.
But yeah, so Tristan does quality control. So
Yeah.
if
I'll tell you if you don't look good. You look good right now, though.
yeah, you look good. You look good.
Just make sure you just gotta come to the mic
yeah,
a little bit.
okay.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Don't be afraid of the mic too.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of the mic. I know it's been a while since you've seen
There you
one.
go.
It's yeah, but well, thank you so much for joining us for the podcast, episode 11. Do you need a shot at all? I hope you're not too faded. I hope we don't.
not too
I hope we
faded.
didn't load you up before the podcast.
No, I'm not faded.
Okay. Good.
No.
Okay. But you should be.
Are y'all trying to take shots right now?
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
can,
let's do
yeah.
it.
Let's
Fuck.
do it.
Open it up.
Okay, here we go. All right. Damn, dude. We need to get rid of some of this vodka right here because this is at full weight. What are you doing over there, Transformers?
What?
This is how you weed out all the fake fans.
That's
No fake fans.
fake fans. If you can pull through this, fans, man.
You are
That's-
truly bread gang.
Yeah, you are truly bread gang if you do that
Bread gang.
shit.
Bread gang.
Bread gang, bread gang.
Bread gang.
But yeah, well.
Oh, is one of these mine? No.
What's one of yours? Oh yeah. You
glass.
Can, you can yeah, that one's yours.
Yeah.
Are you you're live? Yo, live.
Yo, meta.
What's
Hey.
up? This is
Double
cool.
live.
Yeah,
Double
get the chat
live.
in. Get the
Recommend-
chat in too.
recommend
Any
myself.
questions?
Any questions? Any embarrassing stories about Paula? Please let us know, cause
We can bring them up.
Gotta
embarrass
know.
everybody
yeah.
on the air.
But we gotta toast this shot to being safe.
Being safe.
Being safe. There's a lot of craziness out there in the world. A lot of things holding us back. And fuck it, we're still here.
For now.
For safety.
For
Yeah.
safety.
Oh my god. Oh, phew. Dude, that's nothing compared to that quarter gallon of milk I chugged before the
I bet.
I'm hella
podcast.
weak. I don't know why you did that.
You know what? Because I thought I could do the whole thing. But I can't. It's thick. Milk is thick, bro.
It is, bro. But that's low fat milk.
It would have been
bro.
way worse.
That's well.
You couldn't even chug that. Low fat milk is just like water.
Damn, now
right?
she's shitting on you, bro.
Damn.
You couldn't chug
damn.
water. You just let the whole world know you can't
Jeez.
chug water.
Oh my gosh. Well, where's your milk chugging skills, huh? Hey, you saw my fridge. You saw how much milk I got.
Wait, so you're like you don't like whole milk?
I love whole milk.
Yeah, whole milk's
I'll
whole
always
milk
fuck
is
with
milk.
I got that milk for free. My aunt just
I know,
had
but
it, and
genuine question, like, are you a whole milk guy?
You a whole milk?
I'm
guy?
a whole milk guy.
Okay,
I'm
good.
a whole milk guy.
You're
Because
a
that's
whole
milk.
guy. He's a whole milk.
I'm a whole
Just
milk
so you
guy.
know.
You know,
No, like if you're drinking 2%, that's not milk. It's like
Yeah, well, that
watered
was
down.
1%, but I mean, I've done like low fat milk, and that shit really do be tasting like water.
Mhm.
That shit do be tasting like
And it's
water.
so thin like water too.
It's because it is water.
I don't.
It's just white water.
It's
White water. Low fat
Yeah.
milk is just white water.
So
just tastes a little bit like
I
milk.
don't like how like when you pour it in a glass, the no fat milk, it like curls up like towards the edges, and it looks like it goes into water. Like if you really examine no fat milk, you can see the water in the milk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Or whatever they used to
now, if you add water to whole milk, does that make it low fat milk? Is there a certain point? Is that how we really do it, or are we just?
It's diluted white water.
Isn't white water what?
I think that's just nasty, is what that is.
Because you know what?
It's just nobody's gonna drink.
So when
that.
I was younger, I used to pour a little bit of water in my milk just to get more milk out of the milk carton. You ever do that? You ever do that? Yeah, because my parents would get so mad at me for drinking all the milk. So if you put 9/10 milk, 1/10 water, then you get 10/10 milk still.
10/10
No.
I swear to God,
As a kid, you're probably
I swear to
that's
God,
good enough.
it worked. It worked.
If I did that nowadays, I'd just be upset. Be like, I'm having less milk than I want, and the milk that I am having tastes worse.
I just, I feel like you could put water in milk, just like you could put water in ketchup. Don't you put water in your ketchup? Mm-hmm. Do you ever do that shit?
Ketchup.
Boy, what the hell is wrong with you?
Spicy food. Caucasians be like, ketchup is a spicy food.
Hell no.
Well, I'm just, we were broke.
Broke squared.
We were the broke,
Yeah,
we had to pour we had to pour water in our ketchup, One time on MTV Cribs, I saw a walkthrough of T-Pain's house, and he said he poured water in his ketchup.
That's nasty.
Pour water in his ketchup.
T-Pain pours water in his ketchup, so why don't you?
Because it's nasty.
That's the question.
To be fair, I don't like ketchup though. So.
No, he's got a point there though, because don't broke people, when they're running out of hand soap or dishwashing soap, what do? You pour water in the bottle so there's a little bit of soap.
Yes.
So, yeah, I get why they do it.
I could see why, somebody they put water in ketchup thinking they get more. That's nothing different or new. That's just called being broke.
That's where T-Pain does that.
That's like T-Pain does that because he was broke.
Oh yeah, probably.
But he still has those habits. It's hard to break out. It's hard to break out of those broke habits even when you're rich. That's another issue. That is another issue. Yeah. Yeah. I've never said issue like that, but I think I like it. I think I'll keep it. Issue, man.
Speaking of spicy foods, would you ever go on Hot Ones?
Hell yeah, I'd go on Hot Ones.
I think that'd be actually sick.
I would throw down some hot wings right here.
I think
that's right.
I got some habanero sauce. You wanna? Well, let's chug it right now, and let's.
I think I legit could do the whole thing.
Let's do this podcast. You, me, on habanero sauce, taking a shot of habanero and then a shot of vodka. Let's go.
I can get you guys some hot ass peppers.
Let's do it. I'm down. Yo, do it.
I have to hit up my buddy.
You do it. We shoot the fucking video.
Okay.
That's how it works in this YouTube channel.
They're hot. They're hot.
Bro,
they're hotter than habanero.
Yo, you already know I got milk on deck. That's the best fighter against spicy food. That's how white people fight.
That's how
spicy
white
food.
people fight.
That's how white people fight. Period.
Yeah.
The thought occurred to me once that it's not that white people you guys eat bland food. It's not that they can't taste seasonings. It's just that they taste it too much. That's why.
Well, because the culture's used to not having seasoning.
Yeah.
And so when cultures came in,
okay, so for I'm talking white people culture, not American people culture. Yeah. White people culture, okay? Back in the Black Plague, dude, we used to cut our fucking bread with sawdust, dog. Yeah. Okay?
Yes, dog.
I swear to God, we don't need seasoning, okay?
and on top of that, bread for a long time was a huge part of diet in general, and bread doesn't have a ton of taste to it anyways. So you just think about that being a regular part of white people cuisine.
Bread gang.
For a long time.
Bread gang.
That's why culture's important, to learn other people's cultures. You know?
Yeah, and then shit on it when you find something bad about it.
That's just American.
Yeah, no.
Now you're getting confused.
No. Oh no, I'm definitely not confused. Or am I? That's the question.
Your patriotism's showing.
Yeah. But well, Paula, have you done any comedy lately?
Yeah.
You do any stand up besides just standing up?
I just did a outdoor show on Sunday, like 6 days ago, and before that, I was at Laughs Unlimited.
Oh, they're open?
No, they were supposed to.
No,
they were.
It's illegal.
Yeah, that's actually what happened. They had a show there like 2 days ago.
Oh yeah.
An outdoor show, and even though it's like social distance, because that's how they've been able to stay open and like still do shows and make money. Like they just switch the stage. It's what they do is they switch the stage to like outside, and then the people who pay to see them, they put headphones on, and the microphone is hooked up to the headphones. So and the tables are distanced apart. Even though it's safe, they got shut down like 2 days ago on Thursday.
Fuck.
Well,
they were supposed to have a show, and like it's because Gavin Newsom said even though it's like social distance and stuff, it's not an essential.
I think California's about that. Like we're right in the middle of new lockdown.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's because like case numbers are like,
ridiculously high.
But I still have a lot of hope though, because like the vaccine is
I do
out.
too.
Yeah, so even though it's like a second lockdown or something, I'm not tripping about it because
if anything, I feel really good about the lockdown because like I'm down to chill inside for a couple months when we're about to see all.
Yeah. Like it's fucking cold.
It's not that hard to keep people in anyway.
It's pretty easy to do that right now, and in like a couple months when lockdown starts to lift, or even if it doesn't, you're gonna hear a ton about the vaccines anyways.
Are you gonna take the vaccine day one?
I'll try.
Day one most likely they're probably gonna roll it out.
Well, I mean,
to summertime.
as close to the beginning as possible. I don't mean day one
because they're
gonna give it to other people first.
People, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
but
gonna give it to like old people.
I know,
doctors, old people.
I'm gonna try to get that. I hope everybody gets that shit. I hope everybody just gets the vaccine. I know there's going to be a lot of people that don't trust the vaccine, but I don't know. If they can inject it into half of the American population, then I'm pretty sure you're not going to get autism from it.
It's a weird situation because, like,
I don't think this country is not financially invested in making half of the country autistic. I just don't believe it.
If you're believing those conspiracies,
I don't buy it. I get the panic if it's the 1%, but when it's like 49% people complaining about it, just shut up and take the goddamn vaccine. Just shut up and take it.
Honestly, it's kind of weird because like
fucking move to fucking Canada. Move to fucking.
Do you see?
Move to Kurudu, Abuja, Nigeria.
Move to Russia, dog. Move to Russia. Yo, figure it out there. I'm not talking Russia's in Moscow, Russia. I'm talking one of those no-name 200 population fisherman towns up north where nobody gives a fuck about what you do and everybody has 6 guns.
Everybody has 6 guns.
And they drink vodka from the fucking spout. That's what.
It's like half of Russia.
That's that. Well, I'm talking about the very niche corner. Yeah. The 1% of the.
I got you.
Okay, there you go.
It's still really weird because they're polling people about the vaccine, and like all the fears are totally like warranted. Like they're all because like this, they want it to be safe and stuff, and it's totally understandable. But I think even once it's safe, like the fact that it's already 90% effective, like 3 vaccines are already over 90% effective, and people are still questioning it. That's going to show you how long it's going to take for this to actually die down. Even once the vaccine's out, sadly.
Well, then you just use natural selection,
there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how it works. I wonder what Charles Darwin would be saying right now.
What Charles Darwin?
I wish
gosh,
that's the one guy that I want to bring back to life, just to be like, yo, can you describe this though?
He's probably rolling.
What y'all think about this?
You said survival of the fittest, but we're kind of stupid right now. We need your help.
He's probably been rolling the last like decade, bro. Damn. Just like, damn, what are you guys doing?
Fuck, man. I just can't take it. You know, we got. See, it's sad when we have the modern medicine and technology to put fingers back on rednecks that got them blown off because they were holding fucking firecrackers.
Good point.
What? See, what?
And
Charles Darwin, explain that shit.
Well, not even to take that to another level is it's crazy we have that technology and then turn around and go, fuck that technology. That shit ain't real. That shit ain't real.
Well,
or
I saw on the
it.
internet who wrote it, who's not an expert, tell me that was probably not it. So that's not it.
Yeah.
That's how people think. That's how some people think. Fuck. We're fucked. You want to get a little closer to the mic, too?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. I don't want you to get too scared of it.
Yeah. We want everybody to hear you.
Don't worry.
It's all good.
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
That was my mic, apparently.
Dude, I will cut you off of this fucking podcast so quickly.
Bro, how you gonna do that when I run to shit? I can just
fuck.
fuck with your
That's
levels.
Right. That's right. Cutting you off, and then it just goes black screen.
Cutting you off. Just no volume from his mic.
We do the rest of the 45 minutes of just us talking, but there's no volume.
It's just Chris. Every time I cut to Chris, it's just him mouthing. There's no volume.
And the camera angles are upside down all of a sudden.
Somehow I snuck it around.
Just like that, digits going through the screen. It's just not working, you know?
Just jam all the devices in the room.
We just start releasing potato quality YouTube
quality.
videos, you know?
240p.
Just the rest of the channel just becomes Minecraft.
Oh gosh. just a 6 pixel.
Just 8-bit.
That actually would be pretty aesthetic though.
Dude. Yeah, it would be.
I hate watching like old videos on YouTube now though. Like those old like 240p videos and 480p when that was like that looked good when they came out, but
I love watching I love binge watching music videos like
from back in the day.
Yeah, from the 2000s and 90s, and I be clicking on these music videos. It's like uploaded like fucking 15 years ago. That's so trippy. Like
it's crazy.
As long as my youngest sister's been alive.
Well, it's such shitty quality, and it's
It's crazy that like it feels like we've had like 720 1080p forever now, but that really wasn't that long ago. Like when we had HD resolutions. So like you look back literally like 8 years ago, and that was like when we first started doing that shit. And so you're just like, damn, how did people watch this shit?
It just blows my mind how long YouTube's been around. Like,
it's been around for so fucking
almost
long.
20 fucking years.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's like we're going on a second decade of just enduring it from these fucking mega companies.
I've been thinking about like, you know, all of the websites that have come and gone, you know, out of people's circulation. Like, does anybody use Yahoo anymore? Like, does anybody use people use Yahoo? But what about
for
like
emails exclusively? Pretty much.
What about things like
and fantasy football? That's it.
Nobody uses fucking MySpace or like.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember Bebo? Like that was a
Bebo.
thing.
I don't remember Bebo.
That was like a social media site that was hella popular amongst people of my race, like back in like say circa 2007 to like 2010. It was like it was something that was similar to MySpace. You know?
Have you ever gone on the? I forget what it's called, but it's like an internet time machine, and you can look.
I love the Wayback.
The Wayback Machine.
The Wayback Machine.
You can look at any URL and like see it back in the past, and you're just like, I used to look up like the old browser games everybody was playing when I was like in middle school.
Dude, you know what?
You're just like, damn, that shit's dead.
Oh, like Newgrounds.
Newgrounds still around.
Yeah.
I think Newgrounds. What was it? They were taking Flash. Like off.
Flash is dead though.
Flash is dead.
Yeah,
Flash is now.
But that kind of dooms like what's the future of Newgrounds after Flash?
There's other programs. It's sadly
I'm sure they'll convert.
Are gonna have to convert to another
You're gonna have
language.
to figure it out, or they're gonna go out of business.
I swear.
It's like, not even Newgrounds' fault or anything like that. It's just Flash became considered antiquated software. It's no longer supported by like Windows and stuff like that.
You know what I had back in the day? I had a My Church.
A My Church.
You ever heard of that?
What the?
Yeah, I had a My Church, dude.
Is that a religious thing?
It was like the Christian, because my mom didn't want me to have a MySpace, but
I'm
I had
crying. I didn't even know this thing existed.
And so
I'm laughing so much.
And so thank you for that, Sprite. And so
Sprite.
like my mom didn't want me to have MySpace, and then I was like, but yo, some of my friends got my church. So can I get a my church? It's holy people on there. And she was like, yeah, sure. And it was kind of like
Christian mingle for high schoolers.
Oh god.
it was just like that. It was MySpace for high schoolers. Oh, you gonna take another shot? Damn. Yeah, well, anyway, you know, you just like meet people on there, and I just miss those days of, oh, you go to church? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I miss church. I miss going to church. I won't go back to church, but I'm just saying I miss the days when I used to believe that I was going to hell. You know what I mean?
I was a lot similar. I had a very similar childhood.
All right, we taking this shot. Good goddamn. Yeah. Who the fuck poured these shots?
I did.
Fuck.
No, I didn't pour that one. I think
you
that
poured
was
this one. All
Oh,
right,
yeah, that was
fuck
fun.
it. You got my shot glass, but I hope you don't got COVID. I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh, got COVID. I don't need chasers.
You don't need chasers. Well,
You get to a point where you don't care anymore. And you're just like, I'd rather not.
here's the thing, sister. Some of us are pussies, okay? So you better watch out who you talking to, okay? You better watch out.
I'm hella weak.
Some of us can't take it.
You just get to a point where you're like, I don't
It's
care
just,
what people
it's
think
just
of
that
me
vodka
anymore.
is so spicy for me.
Bruh, I don't even
It's
chase.
not even that.
I don't even chase boys. How could I chase liquor?
Damn, fam.
Damn. Yo.
Damn, fam.
I don't. Yeah. The only thing I'm chasing is my dreams. And everybody knows I ain't catching up.
Cringe.
Everybody knows.
The only thing I be chasing is this bread.
Bread gang.
Bread gang.
Yeet.
Bread
Gang.
You ain't got the flour. Get the fuck out of.
Yeah. If you ain't got, well, we'll figure it out, dude. We'll figure it out. That was a good one, though.
I can't force it.
That was a good one, though.
Yeah.
Good try. We'll have a board meeting on this
That was
one.
like I'm practicing freestyle, and like that just was off the top, you know.
It's coming. We out here. We're coming. We're
We're gonna drop a
coming.
whole bread gang diss track.
We're doing it, dude.
Bread gang diss track.
Just it'll be 60 minutes long. We're just gonna put as many verses as possible on the same beat.
You know what I was
Just
thinking
feature
about?
after feature after feature for 60 ass minutes.
You know what I was seriously considering for a while, Chris? Was I wanted to do like a back and forth diss thing between us, like fake as shit, but like just for fun. Cause like all those YouTube beats are fake, like almost all of them. Those like YouTube diss
We
tracks.
should do a compliment back and forth.
That'd be sick.
Yo, your shoes are nice. Yo.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick. Just like as a parody.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of.
But I was thinking about it because I was like, that'd be hilarious to just not take it seriously at all and
Yeah.
just like completely like shit on each other, but we totally know it's fake as
Yeah.
fuck. But
Just shit. But it's all true. It's all true. Bring it up like, yo, when you were 6, you were masturbating behind the church. Like, oh, fuck, where did he get that shit from? Fuck.
just like unnecessary like research levels
Just
to like the amount of like
Yo, back in
disproportionate.
Back in 2016, you only paid $73 in taxes, but you really owed $154.37, dog. You're caught, bro.
Just some like way too deep shit. That'd be hilarious.
That would be it, dude. That'd be it. I would smoke your ass. I would
He
smoke.
doesn't even.
Sucks we're not doing that anymore, bro.
But yeah, how's the live doing? Well, I haven't even checked in on them.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Are they
Fuck
out there
them.
tripping?
Fuck them. Not really though. Don't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be positive.
Ask them who's breaking.
You know, I've noticed I need to change. Went on a break last week. I need to change my positivity. You know.
I know.
I'm getting too frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm a little too mad.
I mean,
all the time.
I feel it, bro.
I feel it.
Like, fucking angry. You know.
Yeah.
I want to punch drywall.
I mean,
And there's so much
That's what's-
tantalizing drywall around me, and I can't fucking punch it. You know.
yeah, 'cause you gotta pay
That's
for
like
that shit.
that's like someone who's addicted to drugs just sitting in a room full of drugs. You know?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
And
What?
it's like, it's just that social media shit, bro. It's like everywhere.
Dude.
It's like drywall.
It's just fucking.
Dude, that
Damn.
social dilemma is like fucking crazy.
Dude, Paula, have you seen The Social Dilemma?
Have you seen that documentary?
What's the social?
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. It's this dilemma we're in as a society.
Yeah.
Social media's got us fucked up. That's basically the best synopsis I can give.
It's a documentary of a bunch of veterans from Silicon Valley. Most of them are co-founders or like high CEO level positions on like Facebook, Google, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of revealing information about how the algorithm preys on people.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, I wonder. Sometimes I think about the state of this country, or like just the state of this society, like not only here but around the world. Like, what's the state of, humanity going to be like in 50 years or so? In 50 years, like it just kind of haunts me how, like, 50 years from now, we're going to have entire generations of humans, who've never known life without the internet or social media.
That's
Yeah.
it. We're in a weird
like,
transition right now.
So I'm thinking like 50 years from now, like, like social media is just something that really like taps into like really depletes us of serotonin. The way like if
it forces it.
I don't know if it.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of it scares me because I think about 50 years from now, are we going to have like a completely serotonin depleted society? Like,
I think it just depends on what happens in the next like decade on like regulating it.
Because I'm thinking like, we have so many things available to us right now that are like, stuff that deliberately like, pleasures like our serotonin, like like video games, social media, like porn, like fast food, like these are stuff that are deliberately engineered to like,
quick fix stuff.
Quick fix for your like serotonin like sector of your brain. So it's like, oh my god, like, what are they like? If we have all this stuff today, what are we gonna have tomorrow?
Yeah.
And the day after that, like, like, are they gonna move? Like, I was thinking movie theaters. Movie theaters. They were a quick serotonin fix, like, maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Yeah, they were the equivalent.
Yeah.
Really?
But, like,
I mean, think about before TV was a thing.
No, like before.
And now you have like this gathering where people can go and watch something that's basically for pleasure,
like,
basically.
That was before TV and like before internet too.
I think the issue is, and they kind of talk about this on Social Dilemma, is these kids are growing up with something that shoves notifications in your face nonstop, right? And so like it's different when something is like brought to you involuntarily, like that's forced in front of your face, versus you going out of your way, like, I'm going to reward myself and do this for the next. And even, like, at a movie, like, you have, like, 2 hours in the theater. It's not, like, immediate gratification necessarally. Yeah. Whereas those notifications have now, like, associated themselves with that. Exactly. 1 second literally is, like, the like in the
like
video, in the documentary. It's
like you have such a huge serotonin rush, like when you look at your phone and you look at like
just check
just text, and not only that, like notifications of how many people like a post. Does anybody ever get like insecure? Like, you post something on Facebook, like you post something on Facebook and like it like say like 7 or 8 hours pass and only 2 people hit like.
I used to.
Yeah, and then you get like, that's what I call like maybe like notification insecure, because you're like, oh no, like only 2 people like this within like 7 or 8 hours, and it's like, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong?
Well, that's the problem, is like these kids have been basically conditioned to have like get. So, like, they're validating their whatever via like.
It's not kids though. It's not just kids.
It's not just kids,
adults.
but the issue
I'm
is
28 years old and I fucking feel that shit.
I agree, but
same.
the kids are even worse because they don't know how to they didn't have a world without it, right?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so in the documentary, they're talking about like what the one stat that scared me from that documentary was the amount of suicides in young like girls.
Young girls, like 10 to 12.
10 to
is
12,
up.
and then teenagers
Is
it's
up
over 100% on
imagine,
both.
Imagine if that's very lethal for somebody who's going through like suicide. It's because it's like, you know, say they post a status or they post many statuses, you know, like, you know, that are telling signs, you know, like very distressing things. And it's like nobody hits like on them, not much response. And it's like that's very deadly for someone because it's like they place so much importance on like because it's like I just think it's sad how in this society right now it's like we place so much worth on how many people like a post to the point where we've confused it with people's attention. Like, oh no, like nobody likes my posts, nobody comments on my posts, so they must be ignoring me. Like, what's wrong with me? Like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like all those like big thinkers.
What did I do wrong?
Like, there's a quote that goes around. I forget who originally said it, but a lot of people, like big thinkers, are all quoting it anymore, and I forget who it is, so I can't give credit. But they're all saying like we live in the most like connected time, but we also live in a time where everybody's the most lonely.
Exactly.
Like nobody is getting real connection anymore. I was just
talking about
shield.
This like last night. I was on like a 3 to 4 hour video call with a super close friend of mine. I've known him like. So when I was like, I'm 21 now, but when I was like maybe 16 and 17 years old, I was like a pretty big name on like the online film reviewing scene.
Okay.
Like, you know, like, so y'all ever heard of the site Letterboxd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had, I don't know, some shit happened along my life in the past 2 years and I deleted my account, but at my peak I had like maybe like 10, maybe somewhere between 10 or 15,000 followers.
Wow.
Okay.
On Letterboxd.
On Letterboxd.
Yeah.
That's a lot on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not 15,000 on Instagram.
Because I used to do like another podcast with some other people. We recorded our podcast via Skype. You know, so I didn't really know.
Those are the days.
So I didn't know anything about like setups or whatever because I was literally just recording it through my mom's laptop or Skype. All I had to do was just join a Skype call and they just edited everything after. But it's like, I was like Zoom calling a friend of mine. I've known him for 5 or 6 years and we talked for 3 to 4 hours. It's like, we're so close. We know everything about each other. But at the same time, I've never met this guy in person. 5 or 6 years I've known this guy. He's one of my best friends and I've never met him in person. And it's like, it was just mind blowing to me how I could like develop such a close like connection where this man feels like family to me, but I've never even physically met this dude in person. Like,
that's
I think that shows the dichotomy of why it's a good tool. Yeah. Because like if you use it as a tool, like the documentary says, if you use it as like a tool, then it's not controlling you, and you're using it, then you can like connect with people that you'd never connect with, and you can use it to do all these different things. But if you get immersed enough, or you get into these systems that like prey upon your attention, it starts to control you, which is where the issue is, and it's so easy to fall into those now.
Exactly, especially to like kids.
Yeah,
too.
Because you want those validations, and so you go and seek them, and then you're in the rabbit hole.
So one thing, one quote that really spoke to me from that movie was the fact that there's only 2 industries that call their customer base users: illegal drugs and social media, and all of those
like
internet
that
sites.
Quote.
So, well, like, I mean, and everyone.
I like the quote, but it doesn't necessarily. It's not based on it.
Everyone's philosophy is different on drugs, but I kind of feel like they are one and the same.
Sure.
So, like, you know how they say that marijuana or any type of psychedelics, that could really help you out. That could really help a person with PTSD, depression, anxiety, all of those mental issues and behaviors. And it could be used as a tool to get you out of it and regulate yourself, as long as you take them, very responsibly and use them
as a tool.
So who's to say that something like Facebook isn't like that in some sort of like professional sense, where like you can use it to post about yourself, express and show your life, and being a creator of sorts is so much easier now than it's ever been before, because you can put your ideas and pictures and whatnot on there. And so who's to not say that those two are the same, that they could be used as tools, but if used incorrectly, then it becomes like habits and addictions.
I feel like okay, so I'm speaking from like the world of stand-up comedy. Like I'd say one of my favorite things, or probably my most favorite thing right now about being a stand-up comedian is like how colorful my news feed is. Like I'm always seeing hella jokes coming through, because it's like even more so than before, because like a lot of comedians are stuck at home now. They have no outlet to practice jokes at, so they just post things on social media. But at the same time, it's like I feel like a lot of my image and like persona as a stand-up comedian has been crafted, like during the pandemic.
Really?
So what this entails, what this means is like I started doing stand-up comedy 2 years ago in December of 2018 through April of 2019, and then I stopped. I thought I quit it forever, and then I got back into it just 2-3 months ago during Corona time. So it's like
coronavirus.
Yeah, so it's like I've been very like active on social media.
Yeah.
Like posting things, like posting jokes, posting videos, and like I've been also very creative. Like I like to edit. I like to make like vaporwave art, like
that's
pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm also like I like to post a lot of like saucy things, and it's like my image is being cultivated like online. But it's so funny because like when I go to a comedy show or when I go to an open mic, people always come up to me and they're like, "You're a lot shyer in person," like because they place so much importance on like how I present myself on social media, and it's like. That's not really, because online, I guess I come across as someone who's like very confident and someone who's very daring and bold. But in person, I'm just like,
there's no context online.
It's like there's no context online. So when they meet me in person, they're like, "Whoa, you're really quiet.
Yeah,
like, I didn't expect you to be so quiet. I didn't."
There's no body language.
You really can cultivate a whole image,
like, in incorrect image.
So it's like it's just goes to show how like, I don't know. I kind of feel like we place so much importance on like, how somebody presents themselves online, versus how they really act in person, because it's like, look at employers. I feel like employers, they pay more attention to what you post on social media than they do what's on your resume.
Sometimes,
because it's like they place so much importance on who you present yourself as on social media, and I just feel like it's very intense right now, and I'm just imagining what it's gonna be like in 20 years.
If you had to guess, what would you think would happen? Do you think it's gonna get worse or better soon?
I feel like it's going to get like maybe like because in China they have the credit system. Like where
I heard about that.
They have a credit system, so basically like I'd say in China right now they're in like the developing stages of a system where like, like depending on say you get good grades, in school and you're a law-abiding citizen, like they have a credit system. So it's like, the more
you get points.
So you get points, and the problem is like say you're a poor student or you do criminal acts like you smoke weed, like you're going to have a much lower credit score than somebody who's a law-abiding citizen who has a college degree and makes a certain amount of money every year. So what's left for the person with lower credit? They're not allowed to visit certain districts of the city. They're not allowed to leave their cities. Damn. Hell, they're not even allowed to leave their own state. They're not even allowed to travel outside of the country. And it's like, that's a credit system.
Yeah.
You know? So I feel like that's something that's going on in China, but I feel like, I don't know, 20 years later.
Who's
like,
to say that won't happen?
Who's to say
here?
like that won't happen like outside of China?
Even in a different way where it's just like.
Can you imagine a credit system like that in the U.S.? Like, say you dropped out of high school or you did some like dumb shit at like my age, 21. And that affects you and like the jobs that you're able to apply for.
I don't even remember being 21. So like if I did dumb shit at your age,
I still be doing dumb shit. I be doing dumb shit.
I think it's really interesting because there's always a lot of different variables that go into it. Because like you can have a situation where like maybe China uses that system and then something happens where like everybody's like, oh, well, we should not do that then.
Oh, and it's so interesting looking at how different the cultures deal with it. Because over here in the West, they look at that shit and it's like, oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah. That's like 1984 type shit. But then the Chinese, you know, like because the difference between East Asian cultures and Western cultures is that over here, we're more individualistic.
Yeah, they're more abstract.
They're more abstract, and it's like, because, you know, capitalism was a thing that happened over here. But then in the East, they prioritize society. Like, you know, like, what that means is, like, they prioritize, you know, like, community.
Yeah.
So it's not as individualistic as like over there. Like when they do something, they think about how it affects the community.
Yeah.
But over here, when we act, we think about how it affects us.
Yeah. That's
true.
Western.
That's what Tristan and I talk about.
Yeah.
So over there, I watched a video where they interviewed Chinese citizens, random Chinese people in the street, over what they thought about the credit system, and they all agreed that, oh, it's good, you know, it's good. Like, we agree with the credit system, and that's because their society is different from ours, you know, like where they think about like the community and like, you know, but over here we're all about making money and like
culture's fundamentally.
Do you think that's like, is that a way of the future? I mean, for like us, or do you think that that's just like the way of the future for them that won't ever get here?
I feel like, I think, to be honest, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of unrest going on, like, in the Western world. Like, say, what's going on in the Middle East.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, ISIS, and like, there's political unrest everywhere else, because it's like, in Europe, there's like, people are mad about refugees coming in, and there's like a rise of conservatism. And over here too, like, man, I was just at a protest downtown where I'm not gonna get into it, but like, just, you know, like,
I think you're just gonna have a bunch of people speaking out about something when they're very stressed, and I think right now in all across
really stressed.
I think this is, the pandemic isn't.
It's amplifying.
It's exposing. Yeah.
You know,
it's like
it's amping it.
Yeah.
Say what happens, like, say when you boil a chicken, like, say you put a chicken in a pot of water and you boil it, you know, like, all the foam floats to the top, you know, when the chicken's done cooking.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how I feel about 2020. Because 2020, you know, like, we're reaching the end of the year, of a very intense year. And, like, I feel like shit's getting really intense right now because we're at the end of, like, the chicken's cooking time, and all of the foam and the scum is floating to the top.
Yeah.
It's all on the surface.
You
It's
know,
all on the surface right now.
I can't lie and say that I didn't love this year. You can't hate on the year.
Oh my gosh, you
can't hate the year that woke you up.
Dude,
you know?
Not only that, I genuinely think this has been the best year of my life so far. I've had so many adventures, dude. It's crazy. Like,
yeah.
As an individual, it's probably depends.
Let's talk about what's
as a
talk about
community.
what's
Now,
the
if we were
best-
Chinese, we would not be having a good year. But I think because we're American, we're having a great year.
So like, let's talk about what are the best things that happened to you in 2020. Like,
Oh, I didn't have a good year, so you're gonna have to start.
What about you, Chris?
You're looking at it. You're looking at it. The podcast, the YouTube
podcast.
channel, the music coming out, just work.
Yeah, I've made so many friends and lost as many friends.
Yeah.
But also like gained half as many of those, and it's like the half as many friends that I lost, that I gained. It's like these are my homies for life, and I just built so many badass memories. I just don't even know where to begin. Like, what's your describe to me your ultimate favorite memory of
2020.
Yeah.
I don't know, because the mics are fucking up, dude.
It's your mic.
Is it my mic?
I don't know why.
I don't know why.
I was looking at the wire to see
I am
if
going to
there was
answer that question. Hold on, I'm looking. All right.
something. Seems
Okay.
fine.
My favorite memory, I would have to say when this whole thing started, and we went home and it was just, we were told to just chill. I kind of felt for a slight moment, even though there was some people that disagreed with the decision, but overall we were on the same level of consciousness. We were a little bit scared and a little bit panicked. Now that kind of diverted as time went on over the summer, but I felt like early in the springtime, it was at one point where we consciously all kind of agreed. And I like those periods in time. And it was nice to just be talking to everybody even talking to CENTERSIGHT, my band, we were on the same page. Talking to Tristan, we were on the same page. Talking to friends, same page. Parents,
We had a common enemy, which was the illness.
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
So it's like
that common enemy, definitely. And yeah, so I think my favorite just memory is just
figuring that shit out.
being in sync with the world for just a little bit.
Yeah.
And that got
that.
And then that's what sparked this kind of stuff. And I know the world's going forking off into different paths in what they think on what's going on with the world right now. And I'm very thankful for that moment sparking this work, because I don't think I would have done this if that happened.
Right.
And I'm glad where it's at right now.
I have a whole ass story.
Oh yeah, tell us the story. Who died? What happened?
So, I'd say my favorite memory is something that's really weird that I've never really told anybody. But so I was
Tell the internet.
Okay, so Tinder. Have any of you guys been guilty of using Tinder this year?
No,
Not this year.
No, not this year. I have a
Okay.
girlfriend, so.
Okay, that's
I
good.
used to use it.
That's good. So I don't know what started off as a curiosity. I kind of re-downloaded Tinder
Okay.
in late summer, of this year.
During pandemic.
And it's totally, I'm probably going to get canceled just for mention this, but no, I downloaded it because I was curious, because I was I was kind of who the fuck is using Tinder right now during this pandemic?
Yeah.
Isn't everybody using it?
No. So I just logged on because I just reactivated my account because I was just genuinely curious. Who are the people that are desperate, that are using this app? And it's I was just looking for it, and I found this guy, and he was handsome. He was red hair. He was this tall, redhead with green eyes, but he was Spanish. He was from Spain. I was okay.
Redhead.
Okay. And I hit him up,
Interesting.
and he said, "Oh, what are you doing today?" And I was okay. He wants to hang out today. And it's I looked at
Today?
his
Same day?
same day,
They
and
ain't
not
doing
only
that.
that,
I've never done that shit before.
I looked at his location, and it said less than a mile away, and then I was what? He's my neighbor? What? And he said oh, so then he explained that that week that that week he was just in Sacramento visiting from Boston because he grew up here in Sac, but his grandmother passed away. So he's only here for 1 week, because of the funeral. And, so he grew up in Sacramento and he was living in Boston. But before that, he had lived 10 years in Barcelona, Spain, in Spain.
Oh, wow.
So he's like a red-haired, green-eyed Spaniard, and he's like less than a mile away from me. And I was like, okay. And then we went on a date the same day, and it was like, he's interesting. Like, I'm 21 and he's 33, but we vibe pretty well.
Okay.
He's a smart dude and he thinks like me. And like, he told me like he had a band out there in Spain.
Oh, nice.
And they toured all across Europe and whatnot. But he moved back to the States, to Boston, to take this job, like, teaching kids with disabilities.
Oh, yeah.
A special ed teacher in Boston. So then it's like we hit it off and we had a good date, but then he didn't text me back like ever or call me. I was like, okay, this is a lost cause. Okay, whatever.
Damn.
But then I wake up one morning and I look at it, I got a text, and he said, like, oh, hey, like, today's my last day in California before I fly back to Boston. Do you want to come to Lake Tahoe with me? And I was like, what? It's like 6:55 in the morning, and like, and this guy that I've only met once wants to go to Lake Tahoe. He could be a serial killer. He could.
I'm sure he's fine. Fuck it. Yo.
So what did I do? I immediately text him, yes, of course.
Okay.
And then within like an hour of texting him, yes, of course, he was at my house, and he picked me up, and we drove straight to Lake Tahoe.
Nice.
And
I was there earlier this year too. It's beautiful.
And it's like, I don't know this guy. Like, we had one good date, but I didn't really learn much about him. So I don't know if he's a serial killer or not, or he could have been lying to me, but I just went on an impulse because I was like, let's do it.
Fuck it.
And we go over there to Lake Tahoe, and like we just spend the whole day just like at the beach and like just talking. And then like we also picked up some, I don't know if we're allowed to say, with like certain like substances.
Okay. Is it cannabis?
No.
All right, then that's fine. You don't have. Nah, you can say it. You can say it if you want.
Okay, so we picked up some like ecstasy tabs.
Yo.
We picked up some
We
We picked up some ecstasy tabs, and then like what happened was so I guess because he was older than me and he's also like lived a rock star life for like 10 years in Europe, like it didn't affect him at all.
Oh.
It didn't affect him at all.
Shit.
So he just he just drank hella and he fell asleep. And the whole night I was like, what? I've never done this before. Like I just want to I was like, I should be at a rave.
Your first time.
That was my first time ever doing this.
It's a trip.
And the craziest thing was that like, he kind of woke up in the middle of the night and then like, we didn't do anything like intimately or physically, because he just told me straight up like, you're just like, Paula, you're like a beautiful girl and I like you a lot, but I'm just getting out of a divorce with a Croatian woman.
Oh,
and it's
fuck.
It's like she's still on my mind, so I can't do anything. And I was kind of disappointed because like, but he's so cute. But I was like, whatever, it's okay. So what did we do all night? We just stayed up and I was high and he was like drunk, and we just wrote songs. And we decided to be in a band. We was
Nice.
Because we were like, he was like, oh, you can sing, you can really sing. And he's like, we should make a band. So, we just stayed up all night writing music, and he brought a guitar with him, and we played our songs, and we recorded it. And, and we made a band. And the band was named after his great-grandfather, who was an Arctic explorer.
What was it called?
Mount Zosa.
Mount Zosa.
Because his great-grandfather has...
That's fucking sick.
His great-grandfather has a mountain that's named after him in Antarctica, Mount Zosa. So the band was named after his great-grandfather's, the mountain that's named after his great-grandfather.
That's lit as fuck.
Yeah, and then it's like...
We'll pour some shots real quick.
And then, like, he drove me home, like, afterwards, and, like, he just drove straight to the airport after that. And I haven't seen him since then, but, yeah, we stayed connected over Facebook, and we still talk and write music together, like, so...
Yo. Thank God for internet.
Thank God for the internet.
God for internet,
like,
social
that was
media.
the best Tinder date ever, and it's like,
there you go.
even though it didn't
That's
turn
not
out,
a Tinder date. That's a Tinder lifestyle.
and it's like that's the best Tinder date ever, because it's like I still think about, even though, like, you know, things didn't turn out like I had it planned or expected or wanted, you know, I still got like a super beautiful memory out of it, and like a band. Fucking like music.
Pretty awesome.
2020, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for waking us up. Thank you for setting us straight.
That was a long ass story.
Well, where can we find you on social media?
Guantanamo. Y'all know how to spell Guantanamo. _ BAE Bay Guantanamo _ Bay 8799.
87.99. There you go. Thank you so much, Paula, for
thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it, and we're gonna get out of here. But thank you so much for listening, everybody. Have a good night. There we go.
Yes. Squared. That was a good one.